Hey everybody, it's your girl Jasmine from the Bee Party Podcast, and I'm so excited to hold space with you guys. At this moment, I have the pleasure of having a guest on my show. This is Wayneisha Love from TF Solution. I've been knowing Wayneisha for so many years, and so to just see her, grow into this wonderful person and just see everything that she has been able to contribute to our society from her accounting aspect as well as now being a real estate investor. It is just wonderful to just see you in this light. I'm amazed. Like, you have no idea how happy I am for you and how excited I am for you.
Oh, thank you so much, girl. You're making me feel like
No, seriously, it is
thank
like
you, thank you.
amazing to just see you boss up in this industry because, of course, I knew that you had it in you because we have always been like, very
Yes.
educated ladies and ladies who are just like driven and motivated, but to just see you, go from working for a corporation to creating a corporation of your own. I know
Mhm.
how testing that can be to our personal, struggles and things that we just have
And
as
our
women
demographic.
and our demographic. Like, it's definitely trying, but you have shown that you can progress forward and just how, motivating it can be to be a person of a certain type of power. And that's just amazing in itself. So congrats to that. Like,
Thank you, thank you, thank you so
I am
much. I'm
super
so happy
proud of
to be
you.
here with you today.
So I'm going to actually turn the floor over to you at this time and allow you to introduce yourself to our listeners.
Okay, my name is Wayneisha Love, as Jasmine said. I'm the founder of the Financial Solution LLC. Before creating the Financial Solution, I attended the illustrious Xavier University of Louisiana, where I graduated.
Alumni, come
Alumni.
on.
I graduated with a degree in accounting. After graduation, I decided to go work for one of the big four accounting firms. And while I was there, I specialized in tax. So that's where I got like all of my experience, my technical skills, my training. That's why I decided to go into tax because of that place. And I just wanted to do something that would benefit my community in a way that they didn't know that they could be benefited with. Like there's a lot of loopholes within tax. There's a lot of restructuring that we can do to help people save on their tax liabilities, and they just didn't know that. So that's why I decided to do what I wanted to do, and that's just my background. And I think that's it for right now.
And I'm happy that you say, like based on our background and the demographic of our people, because when we think about like when we go to school, especially like our younger years, we don't learn about taxes. We don't learn how to be savvy with our money and how to invest in different things. And I know from personal experience, because I come to you for tax advice all the time,
Mhm.
that it is definitely something that is needed within our community. And it's something that we feel comfortable with when we are able to go to a person who can identify with our struggle with taxes, with money, because a lot of us have, issues because we were not taught appropriately how to handle certain situations. So it is very nice to see a Black woman, but also a young Black woman in this field
Mhm.
and in this area. It's something that was different. It's something that is needed, and we definitely appreciate you for it.
Thank you. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to bridge that gap. Like, because the things that we should know and the things that we don't know
Mhm.
is a huge gap. And I just want to be able to be there to fill that void, to fill that gap. And I feel like with the knowledge that I've learned within these big corporations, we can apply that to these small businesses. We can apply that to these
Absolutely.
individual people, and we can learn how to navigate the system in our favor now.
Right. And that's something that is very interesting to me about you. So I'm actually going to jump into this next question because it segues into the point that you just made. So aside from the tax specialist services that you offer, what other services do you offer as an accountant for our people?
As an accountant, I am definitely open to offering bookkeeping services and also payroll services. And my main thing is tax, but what I'm trying to be is actually a virtual CFO to small businesses. And the reason why I'm trying to do that is because, well, it's mainly because COVID-19 happened.
Yes.
COVID happened, everything got shut down. We couldn't make no money. We couldn't go out here. We couldn't interact at all. So if you wasn't selling an actual good and you were just providing a service, it was like, what can I actually do to make money?
Right.
So the government decided to intervene and say, hey, since we cannot be open, we're going to have these loans, PPP loans, we're going to have grants, we're going to have EIDL loans. And most of these small businesses could not apply for these loans because have the they didn't have the financial statements that they needed. They didn't have the tax returns that they needed. They didn't have anything financially that they needed to submit to these banks to get these loans. So they missed out on a whole
lot of money.
Even missed out on free money because some of it was
Right.
grant. The PPP loan is forgivable. So it's just like that really created a niche for me or a service that I should be providing. So now like I've been trying to provide these for certain clients. Now they see why I'm trying to provide it. Like
Right.
I'm trying to say you need these financial statements. So if you go to the bank, they can see that you're actually organized or you actually have a paper trail because you can go and tell the bank you make $50,000 or $100,000 and they can actually see that income coming in. But
Right.
if it's not reported somewhere, they're not going to believe you.
Right. And
We
so
need some,
you
we need to
basically miss it out on your bag by not, having your ducks in a row. And so through the services that you provide, it can give them a way to keep up with all of their revenue so that when they do go to apply for these loans and things, they will be able to be serviced. I like that.
Right. So like that's why I tried to provide a bookkeeping services. I tried to provide the payroll services. Tax, that is my bread and butter. But I also do other things. I want to be your virtual CFO. I want to do everything for you financially. You just shouldn't come to me during tax season. You should be speaking to me like
Year round.
every quarter or something like that to see how you are financially, to see where you are standing financially.
Right.
So that's what I tried to provide.
I like that. I think that is very necessary. Again, it's something that we need. It's something that a lot of people are not hip on. And we go out there and we invest in companies that we don't really know the background information on. We just get with them because word of mouth was like, hey, this is a person that you can go to. But now,
Exactly.
we need to start kind of keeping our money or our dollars circulating within our own community. And even if it does go outside of the community, having somebody from ours to help us get everything in order is definitely necessary, because I know that the advice that you're going to give is going to be something that is beneficial for me in the future, because you want to make sure that I'm getting the most from the services that I provide.
And I'm not going to tell you anything wrong because as long as you sustain, I'm going to sustain. Right. So we're going to sustain together. I'm trying to bring you higher so that we can get higher together. I just want to see everybody grow, and I want to teach them about all of these loopholes and these restructuring ideas so that they don't be afraid. Yes, you're going to be a little afraid. You're going to have some type of fear or reserve about it because it's new, but I just want you to trust me because I've done this before. I've gotten results before, and that's where I'm trying to lead you. Like everybody's not going to end up at the same place, but we're going to end up at a higher place.
A higher place together. And again, like I said, she is definitely someone who I have been contacting personally myself for my financial situations when I had my previous business, and even with things like with my taxes and everything else. Mm-hmm. And the advice that she gives is definitely something that I can use in the long run. And I trust her wholeheartedly. So that's why I wanted to bring you on today, because if I trust you with my personal taxes as well as my personal information, I know just how beneficial you can be for everyone that is listening. So that kind of like segues me into my next question for you about your services. Is everything that you're doing right now just for people who are locally in our area, or do you service people in different places?
I service people all over, kind of. I do have clients everywhere. I have Chicago, I have Florida, I have Mississippi, Texas. If they are a new client, like I basically get my clients from referrals, and which is good because it's like if one person trusts me, they're going to tell their friend. So their friend is sort of trust me a little bit. They're going to have they're going to be a little skeptical, but they'll be like, okay, this friend trusts us, so I'm going to trust it too. So with those new clients, I do try to get in front of a camera with them. So we either Zoom or FaceTime or we talk on the phone for probably, an hour or two, just so that they can see what I'm trying to do for them, what I'm trying to provide for them. And you can be wherever you are, and I can service you. I can do all state returns. ask for bookkeeping and payroll. It don't matter where you at, just tell me what you need. And everything is done by email or Dropbox. And everything is secured also when emailing.
Yes,
So,
definitely. I can definitely attest to that. When she sends you an
password
email,
block.
even if, yeah, it's password block. Like you cannot get in if you do not have the access to those files. So you don't have to worry about putting your information out there and someone being able to come in and take the information that is being transferred digitally. She definitely has a system in place that is going to keep you as well as your assets protected.
Mhm.
So in lieu of the tax services that you provide, I know that you also have your real estate investor business, which is very unique and different and something that we need. What made you start on that journey?
I'm cheap.
Nothing wrong with that. Me too.
I'm totally cheap, but what happened was I moved to Houston. I was paying rent in Houston, and then I got transferred back to New Orleans, which I wanted to do. So I was living at home, and my salary was my salary. So when it got time to, my parents didn't put me out at all, but it was like, it's time for me to go. And I'm like, I cannot go out here and just get an apartment or get a regular
Right.
house. Because who's gonna pay this mortgage? Because I haven't been paying rent for the last couple
Oh,
of years.
okay.
I had to do was buy my first duplex. And I was like, okay, if I get a duplex, I could live on one side and the rent could pay for the mortgage. So I'm essentially back in the same situation so where I don't have to take a big chunk of my money and pay for rent, which is people's biggest expense. So that was the first house. So I moved to Chalmette. I bought my first duplex. It did really good. And so then I got into a relationship with this good old guy. And we've been together for 2 years. So he moved here from Lafayette and was like, you know what, it's time to buy another house. So
Right.
we went in and we bought a triplex, which is uptown in the Broadmoor area. And we have been renovating and trying to get it on the market. But basically, with the houses, it's basically a retirement plan for us
Right.
because we don't want to work forever. And paying for a house is just 30 years. But if you was to make double payments, you could pay it off early.
Right.
And you're actually making those payments out of pocket because the rent that you're making off the house is paying for the house.
For the house, right.
Not only are you setting up a retirement plan for once you pay it off, you're also saving money on your biggest expense while you're still living.
Still
Like,
living right.
right. So like we're young, we're gonna have to pay rent, we're gonna have to work. So why not get a house that's gonna pay your rent or pay your mortgage? And why not still work while doing that so that you can have extra money? So that's the biggest goal.
So
So
it's like a win-win on both ends, definitely something. And the homes that she's investing in, they are beautiful. So if you guys are looking to move to the New Orleans area, please make sure that you guys go and check her out. I'm going to definitely drop all of her contact information in the description box for you all, but you want to definitely check it out because they are nice. And if you're looking again to move to New Orleans, this is a place that you may be interested in. And you can always make sure that you let her know that, you heard this podcast, you were inspired, you were motivated, and this is how we, got in touch with you so that you can move forward in that position. That's awesome.
I'm gonna always inspire everybody to try. Like everybody don't want to be landlords, but at the end of the day, you can hire a property manager once you have money. And once those houses are paid off, you can be wherever you want to be and get those residual incomes and be fine.
Right.
That is
Definitely.
my whole goal. I think long term, and I'm thinking like, at a certain age, I'm not gonna have to work because these houses gonna be my salary and I'm gonna be fine.
I know that's real. I was just talking about that on one of my podcasts too. I was like, I set this goal for myself that once I attain a certain level, I don't want to work anymore. And it may seem as far-fetched as possible, but that is my manifestation. That is what I wake up and tell myself every day. So we don't get the, I don't know what we're gonna get there. Well, we gonna get there. And that's exactly what I need and what I want. So I totally agree. Absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely. So what is your vision for your company that you have right now?
Right now, like I said, I wanted to grow it to be virtual CFO. Like I want to be everybody's chief financial officer. I want to have clients that basically want to do right, but just don't know how to do right. And I want to guide them into those right into the right path. Like I want to do their financials. I want to do their tax returns. I want to do their payroll. I want to do their bookkeeping. And so basically, I'm just trying to maneuver the clients that I do have into those situations so that because every year, like I say, I have these clients that I love, but I love to hate them sometimes.
Right. Don't we all?
I'm just like, y'all get to the end of the year and you expect me to work miracles, but if we do this throughout the year, it will be better and better and better on me and you.
Yeah,
So
less
let's
taxing on both parties.
exactly. So we are moving into that direction. I am converting my clients into like S corps and stuff like that so that they can save on their tax liability. So now that's where I'm trying to go. I'm just trying to be their virtual CFO. So I'm going to do everything financially for them. And I'm trying to get more clients in that area. Also, I do plan to have an office one day, even though everything is virtual right now.
Right.
I do want an office where people can just walk in because I feel like once I do have that office, I can do more. I can hire people. I can get help to help more people. So that's where I'm trying to go. Hopefully, I'll be there by next year.
And it's so nice to hear that, that you are offering these services virtually, because there are so many small businesses that are out there right now that are looking for someone that they can invest their money in that can help grow their business. So I hope that to everyone that is out there listening, you guys are being inspired to reach out and just talk to her about what she offers and how she can help propel your business forward. Because I'm telling you again, just from personal experience, she is the right person to have on your team. Like,
thank you, girl.
You are definitely the person to contact or call about these financial situations. And I can't honestly, and I'm not saying that there isn't anyone out there, but I can't personally think of someone offhand that I would be like, oh, if you need accounting services or financial services, this is the person to contact. When I think of that, you are the only person who comes to mind for me. So that just really helps me be like, yeah, if you need something or if you need a service with your business, this is the person for you to call. And with this being the small business segment, it's all about inspiring and uplifting the listeners who want to have a business or who already are in a business but are just finding themselves in that bind right now to just reach out and have an avenue or a way to go.
I also want to, that leads me to this, I also want to start a mentoring program next year. So how it's going to be is like limited spots because I want to give them my full and undivided attention. Because like there are people who want to become tax preparers and it is not the hardest thing in the world. You just have to have the right foundation. So now I want to implement something to where I can actually help aspiring taxpayers or new tax preparers or new tax preparers to like develop their business. And they go to these classes and they try and get, the technical support or the technical help that they need. But once tax season starts, they don't have that one person that they can call all the time. So now I'm trying to be the avenue or the light for that situation. So I want them to call me for certain tax situations that they don't understand, or if they have a question, I want to be there for them. So I'm going to start open. I'm gonna probably open that up in July.
But they can start getting a roll on it now. That way, when the next tax season comes, they don't feel like they're being bombarded with information. They're already comfortable enough to go out there and be of a tax preparer for people. I think that is a wonderful avenue to go into. That is definitely something that is needed again in our community. So if there's anyone that's listening that's like, oh, I want to get into taxes, here you go again with another way that you can contact her so that you can get this information to help grow yourself if that is an avenue that you are interested in.
And there's a lot of things you have to do before you actually start preparing the tax return. So you have to get your ESIN. So I can walk you through all of that so that you can just have somebody to bounce ideas off of. And that's what I want to be to someone else.
A lot of the people that are listening to us again are people who are interested in having a small business, are people who just don't know where to start. So for you personally, what is one of your biggest challenges as being a small business owner?
One of my biggest challenges is time. Like when tax time comes, I have calls all day, every day. And then I have new clients that I have to also dedicate that special time to. I'm going to be completely honest. Sometimes my old clients, I'm like, you know what? Y'all just send me y'all stuff. I'm going to call y'all later. Dedicate the time to the new clients. And it's not like I'm brushing them off. It's just that, you know what you need to send. You already know how it goes. I need to explain it to the new clients. And so time management is a big thing for me. Also because I'm very family oriented.
Right.
So it's like between middle of January to April, it's like my family is calling me. I'm like, I don't really have time to pick up the phone for you because I'm talking to other people or other Zoom calls, and then I have a relationship now, so it's like I gotta give time.
Dedicate time to look.
It's just time management is my biggest thing because it's like, okay, me and my boyfriend live together. I feel like we see each other every day. Do I necessarily have to carve out time to see you? But you do. You still have to carve out those date nights and stuff like that because they could feel neglected or something like that. But time management, that is my biggest thing because I feel like I should be working all day.
All the time.
I feel like people should understand that. But I also have to understand that people have feelings and I just cannot disregard their feelings for 4 months because I'm busy.
Right.
If they were to do that to me, I feel some type of way.
Right. Absolutely. Look, because it's like, what were you? I was waiting up, checking on.
If they don't show up, if they don't call me, or because they're too busy, I'm like, well, you're not that busy. So
not that, yeah.
Figure out how to still come to Slidell to see everybody and how to have a date night and how to spend time with my friends. And sometimes it just can't get done.
Yeah, I definitely can say, like, when I had my business before, time management was definitely one of my struggle points because it's like, there's just not enough hours in a day for me to be able to overextend myself with the business, with my personal relationships, with my family, with my job, because a lot of us have other jobs too. So it's kind of like, how do I wear all of these different hats and still be able to give my best foot forward? I always think about, like, when people say you can't pour from an empty cup. So it's like, how do I make sure that I keep myself fulfilled as well as keep the people that I love fulfilled and keep my job or my new, career here fulfilled as well. So time management is definitely a thing that you have to.
It is a huge thing, and you have guilt. So it's like, oh, you feel guilty for not doing this, and you feel guilty for not doing that. But I feel guilty for not putting this time into my business and expanding also. So it's like it's a no-win situation. Yeah. You just have to figure it out and
figure it out the best way. Yeah.
And when you was young, you could like stay up all night and do this, but now I'm touching on 30. Yeah. And
I always said, I'm like, yeah, this time that's set up the same as it was back when I was in high school. It's like these hours are not the same hours that we had back then.
Once 9, 10 o'clock come, I'm ready to shut it down.
Right, absolutely. But it's definitely something that we have to work on, making sure that we can just, manage both of those worlds so that we can get what we want. I try to keep my dreams at the forefront of things and know, like, eventually I am going to get the time that I need to give to you guys, but I'm going to still honor and appreciate you. But at the same time, I still have to keep on continuing forward with my vision so that I don't lose sight of the goal. Because that's why
I FaceTime them for probably like 5 seconds. They're like, oh, I got to call you back. But
5 seconds is better than no seconds.
I had that FaceTime call with you. Now, if I don't call for the next 2 days,
look. Absolutely. I totally get it. Absolutely. So since we talked about one of the biggest challenges that you had as a small business owner, what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone out there that may be looking to start their own business?
I would tell them, like, I just heard this actually on somebody's Instagram, and it was like, stop treating your side business or your small business as a small business. And that just resonated with me because I'm like, yeah, because this was the year that I'm supposed to expand. I'm supposed to be doing all this stuff. I don't want to treat it as a side business anymore. And so when I started thinking about it as my business, as my main business, as my main goal, as my main source of income, that's when everything started to open up for me. Like, stuff started to change. So when you stop thinking of it as a small business and start thinking of it as your baby, as your main source of income, that's when things will definitely change for you. And never give up also, because like say if you used to have low social media
Following.
following or something, like keep posting, keep reposting, because somebody's going to see it, and then somebody's going to come to you, and then that person is going to refer you to the next person. And referrals are good, because once somebody I feel like in my industry, once somebody refers someone to you, you already have that customer. You're like 90% sold on that customer.
Right.
Just someone they trust refer them to you.
Right.
So you percent and you done. So just keep going, and keep and value your customers or your clients to where they are referring people to you.
Right. So definitely, trusting in that process and knowing that you're going to get to your destination or fulfill your journey in your timing. Don't give up on yourself, because it is very easy for us, especially with social media, to get discouraged, to feel like because I don't have that following, who's going to see me or who's going to, want to be a part of this. And then you have those people, that are just kind of like, and I don't believe in myself. Like, I know I have the potential and I know I have the powers to start this business, but I just don't see it for myself. So definitely keeping your vision true, staying dedicated to the process, trusting in yourself, and just knowing that once you get one, like you said, one referral, it starts to open up the doors for others.
It's going to add up. It's going to add up, and you treat each client as if they're your only client. Like, you give them that dedication, you give them that hard work, and once they see how dedicated you are, the referral is going to keep coming in, coming in.
I agree with it. I think that that's some awesome advice to give to someone out there, because I know that there are a lot of people who are going to be listening and they're just like, I don't know where to start. So again, to kind of just wrap up everything that we have discussed, she has wonderful business opportunities out there for those of you who are interested in becoming a tax preparer for the next year. And that should be opening in about July-ish. So if that is something that you guys are interested in, start trying to get in contact with her now. Even if the program has not started now, you can get your name out there so that when she does start this program, she'll be able to reach out to you, because she knows that there is an interest there for tax preparers in our area. Don't be discouraged. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared to go out and go for your dreams. Also, if you are a small business person who is looking for someone to handle all of your affairs with your monetary gains, this is also another person who you should have on your team. So is there any, well, one more time before we leave, I'm going to get you to just kind of let people know how they can contact you.
They can contact me via Instagram at TF Solution, and my email is wlove@thefinancial.info.
All right. So I'm going to definitely make sure that I attach all of that information in the description box for you guys, so that you can stay up to date with what she has to offer, as well as, again, if there's anyone who is looking for a personal accountant or a tax specialist, this is the person that you can go to. And again, also, if you're looking to get into a home in the New Orleans area and you need someone to possibly purchase from, she is definitely a real estate investor that you should be in touch with. Thank you guys again for tuning in with us today. This has been the B Party Podcast. You guys can keep up with me by clicking the link tree in my bio. Also, I'm going to make sure that I keep you guys in the loop of what's to coming up next. If you love this podcast, make sure you guys leave me a love donation. Until next time, you all be blessed.